Hey, hey guys, it's Christ169 here. No, it's not Wednesday. It actually is Monday. I took off Sunday night for Easter from work. But this series is episode 4. I do believe episode 4. I do believe once the damn thing loads up. Episode 4, season 1. Is it worth it? Live gaming service. Are we going to a new um video game crash? Are we going to a new video game crash? Uh, Series type of Um, I made this series a couple years ago, about 10 years ago, and I decided to bring it back because it's pretty cool. Is it worth it? Once again, is it worth it? Is it worth it? Season 1, episode 4. Is it worth it? Live video game service. Um, um, that right here. Delete this. There you go. Service. There you go. Get to the form where it's at. So now, is it worth it? Live video game services. Service. Live video game services. Is it worth it? And will there be a new gaming crash? First off, as it goes right now, we're heading towards somewhat of a gaming crash eventually. I think we could be having somewhat of a crash eventually down the line. I don't think it's going to be as big as the 83 crash. And if you want more information, you can Google it. Also, go online, go on YouTube, and type in G4 icons, video game crash 1983. It'll tell you all about. It'll tell you all about it. How great it was. How bad it was. But are we heading toward another gaming crash? I think we have a crash right now. I think we're in the middle of a crash right now. Think about it. What I say about it is, look at games like Mortal Kombat, Skull and Bones, many games that came out over the last year or so, this year or last year, that have floundered. Call of Duty not being the Call of Duty of yesteryear. Halo is a joke. Halo, I mean, Gears, Call of Duty being beat out by a game called Helldivers 2. I played a lot, great game. I haven't played Battlefield Season 7 that much. I stopped playing Battlefield Season 7 when the spawn campaign became just terrible. And don't get me started on the cheating with the Modern Warfare 2 cheating going on. Live action games here, a live action service. Helldivers 2 is a squad based shooter, and yet it does a lot better than Call of Duty and or Battlefield. Granted, Helldivers 2 used to be an over top view type of shooter at one time, but they changed it to a third person view, squad based, very fun, very hard. It's very challenging. I get killed a lot, but I keep coming back for more. Why? Because of the benefit of playing something that challenges me, but also can be very fair. You get the right people involved, you can win. Problem is, they get some dicks in there who want to just jump in and jump out and leave you in the middle of a battle by yourself. That does happen. Those people are out there. The same people that probably cheat on Call of Duty. Um, but live service games have been around for a while now, and they have failed. Fable was supposed to be a new Fable was supposed to be a live service game that torpedoed. Um, Scalebound. was supposed to be a live service game. That torpedo. Crackdown 3 supposed to be a live service game at one time. That torpedoed. Many games out there torpedoed. Um, the new Twisted Metal was supposed to be a live service game. Torpedoed. Mortal Kombat, once again, not live service, but battle passes and loot crates destroyed it. Skull and Bones, once again, loot crate. Suicide Squad, once again, I can go on for hours. Not every live service game is a live service online. It means it usually has one of the three: paid DLC, battle passes, or both. And your game has that. It is directly understood as being a live service. So any game, even a single player game, could be considered a live service if you have to acquire battle passes and upgrades and stuff like that. That can be considered a live service, and it's very dangerous because the game rule right now is we're going away from the console disc reading to just digital downloading, and that's it. Games like Skull and Bones and Suicide Squad and the Avengers that was somewhat successful but trailed off eventually. These games may be cool on picture, cool on paper, cool on the screen, but when you play it and you see people just drop off like crazy, like for example, Skull and Bones lost only 30% of people Skull and Bones. The game floundered. The game tanked. Suicide Squad. First off, people got a taste of it. They ran from it. Mortal Kombat had a hard time. Mortal Kombat's been selling since I was a kid. Great. But once again, live services, DLC, give us money, damn it. That's all these companies care about. You want me to keep paying you, Mr. Live Service, Mr. Company that makes game I like, then give me value to keep paying you. Don't just go one time and start have a credit card reader outside my damn gaming rig. Cause I'm not swiping my credit cards or tapping it or inserting the little chip or tapping it for you. You want me to tap that card and you start tapping with some damn freaking expandable thing. I don't mean like like a 2.5, 3 hour story campaign I'm out over 3 either. I mean actual live service games. Look at Diablo. Games like Diablo and games, yeah, Diablo 4 is rough. But look at other games. Look at The Witcher. Look at Skyrim. Once again, Skyrim. Game has come out years ago, but people are still playing the hell out of it. Why? Because it's an open event game that had tons and tons of things. World of Warcraft. Once again, an ultimate live service game. That's very simple. Yes, you're a 27 or 47 monk, or an elf running around, using spells on dragons or whatever. But, or whatever you're doing. I haven't played World of Warcraft in almost 20 years. But the point is, the live service game done correctly, it gives value. Yes, you had to pay a lot of time. Now, I don't know you're going to pay with Microsoft. They might include that with the Game Pass Ultimate. I don't know for sure. But sorry, guys. I know back then you had to do that kind of stuff. Sorry, guys. He had to do it to use their server. Blizzard servers, Activision servers. So that being said, though, but once again, though, the game was very profitable because it was very stupid, easy to run. Hell, there's people who had funerals for dead friends. Well, an actual body, that character body in a funeral. And of course, people come in and raid, kill everybody, take their stuff, and leave. If they're not dicks or anything. Most people wouldn't do that, but some do. You actually have funerals for dead players in that game, World of Warcraft. Their body be laying there, their character be laying there, and you pay your respects. It's weird, but a game that's popular, over 100 million plus, you expect people like that to have respect like that. And I didn't see that in Halo or Call of Duty, obviously. But live services can work. And World of Warcraft has proven point it can. It had ups and downs, of course, with the monthly membership. It was like $5, now it's $10 or whatever, and it was rough. But people, you want to play it, you're gonna pay, and that's fine. Now the expansion packs you buy on your own. I think for $10 fee, you should be given like a like 10% off all expansion packs or whatever to make it easier for people to justify buying that things. Cause it's like 50, $60 per. It used to be $50. I remember time was like $20 for expansion packs. Um, full ones too. But I'm pretty old, so no. But going back to live service things, everything we have here now is live service. Everything we do, Helldivers live service, Halo's live service, Call of Duty live service, Battlefield's live service, everything's live service. Except games like God of War, Ragnarok, and Assassin's Creed, and Spider-Man, and Horizon Forbidden West. These games are not really considered live services. They're single-player experiences. A live service is mostly when a game is online or has online expansions that require real currency, money, like Modern Warfare 3's useless $70 download DLC, and if it's category as DLC, even on the game over too, um, codifies it as DLC. That's a live service. Stupid one at that, but live service nonetheless. Okay, and Battlefield Season 7, all those seasons I bought. I bought Season 1 through 4 was free because I paid one-time fee. I think 5 was too, but 6 and 7 I had paid for. 20 bones extra. That's live service. And that's fine because I accept it and move on because I'm getting useful out of it. But when does live service go too far? When you have cheaters in Call of Duty, and anti-cheats obviously not. Anti-cheats actually having a coffee break, so it's not really paying attention to what's going on out there. So if anti-cheat's not paying attention, then who's watching the anti-cheat board? Nobody. That being said, though, so live services are pretty much useless when the watchers are not watching of the people who are cheating, and no one seems to care. Or they ban people who are not cheating, who are just good at the game, get banned because some Timmy No Thumbs, who's a casual player, who's not hardcore drinking amp, pierced tongue, middle finger sticking out gamer. He's just a wannabe hardcore gamer, and he play the games because his mommy allows him to. He's a casual, and casual people have really killed the game industry for a lot of us who are considered real gamers and who grew up with games like myself and who appreciate it and want these companies to do great. But casuals don't care. Casuals are people like the Wii U or the Wii that bought it for their grandkids and play bowling. That's casual. Now, granted, they're not 90 years old, um, playing Wii Sports, but they're playing games like Call of Duty because of the latest fad, or Battlefield, the latest fad. Or they even playing Hellbound, the latest fad. But they don't play it because they're gung ho about game. They're playing it because they want to fit in, but they can't fit in. It's like that group of kids who are not cool, but who are not considered cool in high school, but are cool because they just act. That's what they act. So they're cool by association, in the sense that they are who they are. And you got this nerdy kid, this loser who's trying to be like them and putting on the clothes and putting on the duds and trying to be. He's a poser. He's a casual. He's not real. And that's what casual gamers are. Not real. They're just a fake. They're a watered down byproduct of something that died out a long time ago or both died a long time ago. Back in the 90s, if you were a casual gamer, you didn't really talk about gaming because you were outcast because you were not considered a real gamer. Only your Sega and your playing, even people who are casuals like those games. There's nothing wrong with liking games, but when Call of Duty is literally going towards the casuals because they have 80%, and they get more money. And that's really what was driving all this live service crap. Is 80% of the casual gamers is dictating to 20% boys saying, "We're gonna go over here and deal with casuals, real gamers. You just take it, suck it, or f off, and we'll don't care about you." And that's what the game developers did when Modern Warfare 2 came out, and it was skill based matchmaking because it was Timmy No Thumbs Casual Gamer Day, and he can get I can get a rocket or I can get a UAV. Now you have to have skill to play some games. Now even with Battlefield nowadays, the casuals are really taking over. They're spawn camping in a way that never good, and camping is being treated like, well, soldiers camp all the time. I said I didn't see a soldier in World War II sitting down for a whole day. Hell, they didn't stay still on very long, especially when a war breaking out and bombs and tanks running around and shit hitting the fan. So that kind of argument is stupid, but makes them look like a retard when they say, "Well, soldiers camp all the time." Yeah, it's called going out in the field. But anyway, though, this is the response you get from casuals. Oh, camping's a fighting style. That who brought the camping to forefront is casuals. Not the hardcore gamer wants to win by skill and attrition and spin, twirl, no scope and do all the fun stuff. The casual is the one camping in the corner with a 50 cal shooting you in the back of the head running by because they have no skill and they don't want to learn. And that's what the casual has done. Casual taking a game like Battlefield and Call of Duty and even Apex Legends for a extent here, and they neutered it. They neutered the gaming franchise. That's why live services to me are all neutered because casuals are dictating what we cannot enjoy, and that's the problem. Problem for me and the problem for you because then it affects both of us, not just one person. I just nothing, but I suck completely when it comes to online. But I can blow through online. I can blow through single player campaign at veteran. Nothing. People who are spin twirl no scope and can't even get through the first chapter or first checkpoint because they don't have the mindset I do to really think about this. And mowing down to 12-year-olds is one thing, but going against computer generated AI that with some military understanding of fighting and how games are getting more and more and more AI centric, games are going to get harder and harder. Where single player games are going to be even harder and harder. I believe in the near future, games are going to be almost literally have to go to school to learn how to play them. I mean, AI driven games will be interesting to play for your mind. You have to test your mind and your wits and see how well you can really go against something like that. But I'm not going to sit there and hold out hope and say, well, because the game industry, guys, is already dead. When they're shutting down, live studio, shutting down live studios, shutting down, distribution of physical media, shutting down studios which make good money. Like Call of Duty had $1 billion a year last year. They fired close to 500 people. Just got rid of them. Now they could be temporary guys. They could have been temporary people they hire for 6 months, finish the game, and off the door they go. Give them a check, off the door they go. And it could be. But how many people were temporary in 1900 of the so-called people that were fired from Activision and Microsoft and Blizzard and other studios that Microsoft owns, same as Sony. So that being said, is live service worth it? The answer is no. Live service is not worth it. Not in the sense for longevity worth it. For the short spit, the short shot against the wall, the short ooh and ah, yes. Long term, no. I've never seen a Call of Duty game or Battlefield game last 20 years. Granted, Call of Duty 4 done there. Call of Duty 4 done not the way it was back in 2005, 2006, 2007 era. Halo 3 is no longer Halo 3 it was back on 360. It's just a repackaged version of itself. Same Call of Duty 4 and all the rest of them. So no, it's not the same. It's totally different. And that's where I think live service games are just not worth it. But we play and we have friends online you may not see. I have friends all over the country, and I play with them online when we're on Xbox Live. We have Xbox Live. We talk while we're playing Steam games or just chatting Xbox Live. Why? Because we can do. Because a lot of them live halfway across the country, and I'm not going to get in a plane and fly to Tucson to talk to a friend of mine or California. I can hop on my gaming rig, type in my thing, bring up Xbox, and he's online. Party, boom, we're talking about stuff, and that's easier than a phone call. You know, so it's just one of those things you have to look at, guys. I think it's one of those things that has to look at. You know, literally. Sorry, guys, but sorry I sneezed, but really, sometimes you have to look at that live service games are not worth it anymore because they died out. They're dying too quickly. Battlefield lasted as long as it did because people gave Battlefield a chance. And it's cool they did. And Call of Duty Gulf War, I'm not hyped for that game. I'm not going to buy it because it's going to be on Game Pass day one. I'll just download it in Game Pass. Oh, it's broken. Send it back to Game Pass and just let it sit there. And relegate me, in obscurity, and just not care. And just not care what it has to say, right? So I don't want anybody to think, well, Christ is just a downer. No. Crisis is just from a time where games came out and they worked 100%. And no DLC patches and download later on. And I think it's the biggest problem today is kids are using, even a lot of adults my age use that now. And like I said, if you're okay with downloading games and patches, fine. But don't expect me to change my tune because you accept mediocrity. I'm not going to change my voice on this. I'm not going to go away about it. I'm going to talk about it any way I can. I'm keep trumpeting and drumming up this situation because it needs to be said, folks. It needs to be said. Helldivers 2 is a great live action game, live service game, but it has a lot of issues, crashes, sometimes it freezes. It does have problems. There's patches coming out. Granted, the game came out to not a real bad response. People love playing it. Over 100,000 people playing it. Is that a bad thing? Of course not. But should a game be broken day one? Of course not. Games should be allowed to be 100%, but not be 100% when it's cost of someone's safety, say in the workplace, because now they're emotionally drained because they're just making games. I understand game might be a patch or two, fine, whatever. You stress test it in the office, stress test it in real life, in the real world, two different stress tests. Okay, get it, I get it. But a game comes out like Battlefield 2042 or Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2 at first, and it's buggy messes, glitches, people flying around flopping when they get shot, or they don't get shot at all, or you're playing Call of Duty and you just run into a wall, and you run through a wall and you get respawned through a wall. Just no, that's not part of the and not part of the stress testing. That's the game breaking bugs that nobody wanted to fix. So people have to understand that you don't accept mediocrity, but you do accept people trying their hardest. And if the game comes out and it has some game breaking bug because maybe they didn't know about this stress test bug or whatever happens, or something comes in an update that they didn't know about is going to do something, fine, I get that. But games like Halo and Modern Warfare 2 and Battlefield 2042, the game bug crashes, breaking, wall through walls, can't aim, shooting through people, bullets not registering, vehicles, you're flying outside of a vehicle, driving outside of a vehicle's not spawning at all. It's just a gigantic mess. And no, that's not a stress test bug. That's game breaking bug because somebody was too stupid to go, hey, Johnny, fix. Do you see this thing here? You see this, Paco? I'm flying outside the damn chopper. No, they didn't do that. Or hey, I shot somebody with a sniper rifle and went right through them, and the Modern Warfare 2 happened twice to me when the first game came out. So yeah, we need to fix that, guys. No, not right away. But I give Call of Duty credit; they're a little more faster on the trigger than Battlefield, but it still took time to fix this stuff. Even with Halo, game came out and it was like an Xbox One crappy game. Now it looks like a game that you can play PC and on Xbox S Series, X Series, and PC, and no problem with calling it a game. But these games shouldn't exist, for these are live service games. They shouldn't have this much problems. And I hear excuses. Well, you understand, Crisis. Games require practice. I said, no, I'm from a generation time where you built the game. If you built the game 90% and 10% left, let's say it's just stress test bugs and standard issues that happen with every game, fine. But your game comes out like Battlefield 2042 at 50% and it's total dog shit, that's not an excuse. Stop making excuses to these games. Stop bending over and opening your cheeks and waxing your brown eye for these people. You're not their friend, okay? They don't owe you a damn thing. You should not give them money if you want the game 100%. Don't give them money. Very simple, folks. I mean, it doesn't get any more crazier than that, harder to understand than this. Sometimes you gotta be tough love. I think people in the gaming community are just retards. A lot of them are casuals that accept mediocre because they don't want to have to wait. So everybody else has to suffer because old Johnny No Thumbs over there wants to play Call of Duty or Battlefield right away, even though the game is garbage and doesn't load, doesn't work, has issues, game crashes all the time. But screw it, release it early. And I don't give just a lot of the gamer shit, but it is the fault of people like that, the casuals, and maybe even some hardcore fans too as well. Hey, I welcome casual players to the game. I don't care. Just pull your weight. If we're playing Hellbound and Helldivers, pull your weight. We'll have a great time. I call it locations of bugs or robots or whatever going on. Just shoot them. Drop down some tactical stuff. Drop down some ammo. Hey, go have a great time. Nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong having fun. So let's keep it fun. Okay, guys? In closing, guys, live action games services are usually the death knell of a lot of problems. Look at Netflix and look at Hulu and Peacock, even Paramount, why even Disney. Probably think about Disney lost a lot of people. But Nickelodeon, the behind the set and the Nickelodeon, and then Disney issues and a lot of problems like that, guys. A lot of problems out there. So let's not sit there and think that video games are immune to this. They're not. Okay, so I want you guys to go out there and have a good time. I play Hellbound. I mean, Helldivers a lot, so I'm on there. I'll see you guys in the battlefield. Peace out, love. See you guys later. I hope you guys had a great Easter. I hope you had a safe Easter. Peace out.